Tonight on UCentral News. Severe weather is moving across the state, what you can expect as we enter Oklahoma's peak storm season. In social media, Zendaya's character and challenger had a feature dropped on her today. Perla Tovar is standing by with more information. Over in sports, softball is on a 21-game win streak after this weekend's doubleheader. I have more on their phenomenal run. Finally tonight, the eclipse is just 1 week away and officials are warning about driving during its duration. How they say to view the eclipse and stay safe.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Shanice Hopkins.
And I'm Mark Lowe. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Tonight we should be expecting some severe weather and some parts of the state are even under tornado watches.
Yes, we're going to go right now to Maureen Dirk, who's with us in studio to give us the latest. Maureen?
Hello. First, I hope each of you guys had a wonderful Easter. And although today is April Fool's, the severe weather we are going to have is no joke. As you can see, we are currently under a tornado watch in the state. Right here in this OKC Edmond area, we are in moderate watch of tornadoes. So as we go into tonight, make sure you guys are keeping your weather alerts on. That way you know if a tornado is coming your way. Mark and Shanice, what would you do if there was a tornado watch in your area?
Well, first of all, if there is a tornado watch in your area, you're advised to stay inside, but also make sure that your central alerts are on.
Absolutely. And if you guys do not know what these are our red booklets, which can be found in pretty much every room, classroom on campus. Inside is what to do in every type of emergency situation, all the way from trips, slips, and falls, even down to severe weather. So again, inside this little severe weather packet here, you're going to have everything to do, basically for how to sign up for Central Alert and what to do if you find yourself outside in case of severe weather. Very useful information inside of these.
Thank you, Maureen. The Office of Student Accountability and Conflict Resolution is hosting Integrity Week today through Thursday. Today's event focused on healthy conflict resolution while also providing free caged chicken. But if you missed it, don't worry. Tomorrow's event topic is UCO's medical amnesty policy, and later in the week you can grab a free donut while getting informed about academic integrity. To close out the week, they will be quizzing students on their First Amendment knowledge and offering prizes. All of these events will take place at the clock tower from 11 to 1 each day. Now, Maureen gave us a quick glimpse at that tornado warnings today, but that might not be the only severe weather that we face in Oklahoma today.
Absolutely. Springtime's unpredictable. We're not going to go to Maureen Look for our first full look at weather. Maureen?
Thank you, guys. It is currently 76 degrees outside and cloudy. We have winds blowing north at 12 miles per hour and we're getting gusts all the way up to 20. Our humidity is pretty high considering that storms are coming in tonight at 72. But if you go outside, you can feel it. It feels eerie. It feels like the calm before the storm. Something is definitely coming tonight. And then as we look ahead, again, here's our severe weather that we are going to have. If you are in this OKC area, you guys are in a moderate risk of tornadoes. You guys need to be aware. Even if you're enhanced, light, or marginal, continue to be aware because as we know, Oklahoma changes like that and a tornado watch could turn into a tornado warning. And then again, across the state, we are going to have lots of hail. We are going to have all the way up to softball size hail in the metro area. Golf ball and quarter size hail is also going to be present across the state and we will get winds up to 80 miles per hour. So make sure that you guys are staying away from windows and moving your cars or whatever else you need to move to prevent hail damage. As we are having severe storms, UCO does have a map of where you can go in case of an emergency. Places like the UCO Library, Murdaugh, the Quad Learning Center, or even the Nye University Center. But a general rule of thumb, if severe weather is coming your way, get to low ground, the middle of the house where there is no windows. That is all I have for you guys right now. I will have your full weather look later in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Maureen. The College of Liberal Arts is hosting its annual student symposium titled Human Constellations. The theme celebrates the broad variety of the human experience as well as individuality. The symposium will feature keynote speakers and student presentations. The event will be from Wednesday, April 3rd from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and is open to all UCO students.
There's yet another problem with the federal financial aid forms that could further delay students' aid awards. According to the Department of Education, some colleges received the wrong information about some families' finances. Administrators blamed that on what they call inaccurate tax data from the Internal Service revenue. The problem reportedly impacts about 1 million applicants. This is just the latest problem with this year's federal application form, and it has marked with delays and glitches after an updated version of the financial aid form was released. And just over a week ago, a separate calculation error impacted several 100,000 forms. The delays have left some students in limbo as they decide where to enroll. Students typically receive information from colleges in March about how much financial help they'll receive, but many are still waiting to get that information. Colleges and universities usually want students to make a decision to enroll and pay a deposit by May 1st. Many schools, but not all, have already pushed back that date.
And speaking of financial disasters, UCentral's Sam Kozlowski is breaking down credit scores for this Monday's Money Minute, so you won't have a disaster yourself. Sam?
Thank you, Shanice, and welcome back to Money Minute. I'm Sam Kozlowski. It's April Fool's Day today, and we're going to be laughing all the way to the bank after this one because we're taking a deep dive into how credit scores are calculated. Remember, learning to manage your money effectively can forever change your life for the better. Even if you don't have a credit card, you may still have a credit score. If you've ever had a monthly car payment or rented, then you have a credit score. Your score is calculated among multiple categories, all with varying levels of importance, and these differ if your score is calculated through FICO or through Vantage. Your payment history accounts for 35 to 40% of the calculation and is the most important part of your credit score. If you don't pay your debt on time, then your score will drop, and it will drop fast. Your total amounts owed or credit usage is the next most important part of the calculation. For example, if your credit limit is $400 and you spent $300 with your credit card, then your credit usage is 75%, which is really bad. Moving on is your credit history. This is something that is out of your control and will improve over time. And the longer you've had your credit, the better your score will be. However, this only accounts for a small portion of the calculation. The last percentages cover new credit card openings, previous inquiries, or your credit mix. Banks, employers, or renters will typically inquire about your credit score to see if you pay your bills on time and you want to have around 1 or 2 inquiries per year. Going over will drop your score. And finally, a credit mix is the variety of credit accounts you have, such as credit cards, loans, or mortgages that will also be calculated. So please don't be a fool. Take your money seriously or else you might end up working till you die. Shanice, Mark, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Sam. Now, we've had a lot of crazy risks today, but there may be a chance of it clearing up throughout the week.
Absolutely. Coming up after the break, Maureen Dirk will have our full look at weather. Stay with us.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
you guys. My name is Maureen Dirk and I'm here with your full weather look. Currently it is 76 degrees outside and cloudy. Our humidity is pretty high because of the storms that are coming at 72, and we have gusts of wind all the way up to 20 miles per hour. As we look ahead this week, we are under a tornado watch and it is going to last until tonight. We have more storm chances coming Saturday and Sunday because of and these conditions with the wind. We will have continuous elevated fire conditions. And then on brighter news, our solar eclipse is coming in 6 days on April 8th. If you would like to see the total solar eclipse, go to Broken Bow or Idabel. That is going to be the best view of this in the state of Oklahoma. Our allergies are high across the board. Our tree is through the roof and it is going to continue to climb the next couple of days. Our grass is moderate and ragweed and mole spores are even making an appearance on the allergy chart today. Our current conditions across the state, we are seeing 60s and 70s, 74 in OKC, and all the way up to 77 in Miami, 72 down in Altus, and 69 in Clinton. As we look into tonight, severe storms are going to come in. We are going to have our winds going from north. They're going to start blowing south at 14 miles per hour with gusts up to 80 miles per hour. So those winds are going to climb tonight. Our humidity is still going to stay high at 77% and our rain will come. As we look at tonight across the board, because of the rain, those temperatures are going to drop. We are going to see 44 in OKC, 39 in Enid, 48 in Miami, and then even down to 32 in Guymon. Here is again the severe tornado risk across the state. As we can see through this whole state is on this map. OKC area, Edmond area is in that moderate risk of tornadoes, so make sure you guys are keeping an eye on that. And if you hear sirens, go to wherever your safe spot is immediately. Here is the hail risk across the state. As you can see in Woodward, we have quarter-size hail. As we move inward, we are seeing golf ball and then even up to softball size hail in this Edmond area. So make sure you're moving your cars or whatever you need to move to prevent the hail damage that is coming tonight. As we look at tomorrow, temperatures are going to drop from all this rain. We are going to see 50s across the board, even some 60s down in the southwest corner of Ardmore, McAllister, 53 in OKC, 55 in Enid, and a high of 59 up in Guymon. Again, as we look ahead this week, nothing too crazy, just elevated fire conditions, chances of storms, and a total solar eclipse that is coming. And then here tomorrow in Edmond, we are going to have a windy day ahead of us, 44 at 7 a.m. By noon, temperatures will rise to 48. Those winds are still going to be there. And then by 7 p.m., it is going to be 56. And then here it is. Here's your 7-day forecast, Edmond. Today, 78. Severe storms. Tomorrow, a windy 60 degrees. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we are going to keep seeing those 65s and 68s. As we go into the weekend, temperatures are going to rise up into the 70s. Saturday and Sunday, we do have a small chance of storms coming back. But right now, those chances are pretty minimal. But as we go into later the week, we'll keep you updated in case those chances rise. But today is April Fool's. This is my least favorite holiday. So far, I have been safe and I haven't had any pranks pulled on me. Mark and Shanice, have you guys had anything happen to you today?
I personally haven't. A couple things on Twitter that I thought were fake. But Marie, I got to ask you, I know we're talking about April Fools and it's a joke, but I'm looking at those storm chances and I'm starting to think that's not really much of a joke. How likely are we to see severe storms in the Edmond area today?
We are definitely going to see something today, Mark and Shanice. Tornadoes are moderate, but that wind and hail, those are going to be the two main factors that we need to watch out for tonight. That is what we will see.
Thank you for that, Maureen. Yeah, definitely, again, like Maureen said, if you have a car outside, definitely want to be sure to take precautions just in case that hail comes by. My car's got hail damage, so I know what it's like.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not a fan of the tornado season weather, but with April showers brings May flowers, so it'll get better than this.
Hey, there you go. It's always something to look forward to, right? Thank you again for that, Maureen. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at Zendaya's new movie.
And what pop star is releasing a new album soon? Perla Tovar will have more after the break.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the Mass Comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hello, Broncos. Sorry about that. My name is Perla Tovar with all of your social media updates. Lizzo has shared an emotional message on Instagram in which she has announced that she is stepping back from the industry after years of facing online criticism. She ended her bold statement with, "I didn't sign up for this, I quit." The Grammy Award-winning singer has made a career out of uplifting anthems, but now her fans are wondering if she has gone silent for good. This isn't the first time that the artist has posted that she was needing to take some time to focus on herself. So her statement this weekend is unclear whether she is referring to quitting the entertainment industry, social media, or her public life entirely. And some exciting news that you can now take a closer look at Zendaya's new character in her new movie, Challengers, as they released a promo just a few hours ago. Let's take a look.
Tashi is a go-getter. She's gonna make something happen if she wants it to happen.
She's gonna turn a whole family into millionaires. She'll have a fashion line, a foundation. You were incredible today.
Thank you. Her life was always gonna be tennis. And now she has to find a way to redefine herself.
Art's got his coach, who also is his wife.
I'm playing for both of us, Tashi.
She's always walking that line between wife and businesswoman.
Hey, I love you.
I know. This movie will be released on April 26th. And Lady Gaga reassures her fans that her upcoming 7th studio album is on its way. During recent interviews, the singer reassures her fans, known as Little Monsters, that she is working as fast as she can to finish her new music. Be sure to follow her Instagram as she continues to drop hints leading up to the album's release. And devastating news, British and American actor Chance Perdomo has passed away due to a motorcycle accident last Friday. The young 27-year-old was best known in the popular television series Gen V and in the movie film series After. His representative Rachel Hunt shared that local authorities said that there is no other individuals that were involved in the accident, and the producers of Gen V shared on X, "We can't quite wrap our heads around this. For those of us who knew him and worked with him, Chance was always charming and smiling, an enthusiastic force of nature, an incredibly talented performer, and more than anything else, just a very kind and lovely person. The cast is grieving the loss of their friend and colleague and encourages everyone to hug your loved ones tightly. That is all I have for you guys for your social media update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you for that, Perla.
Coming up in sports, softball keeps on rolling through the weekend, and we are now on a 21-game streak.
And also, the Thunder were on the road to New York last night in a game that came down to the final seconds. I have a recap of the game and more coming up in sports. Stay tuned.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hello, and this is your Monday Sports Report. Starting us off today, tennis was on the road to St. Joseph, Missouri over Easter weekend to take on the 35th ranked Missouri Western Griffins. An Easter Day matchup proved to be a tough one as it was neck and neck to open conference play for the Broncos. They managed to scrape by the Griffins 4-3 and also push themselves over a 500 margin with a record of 5-4. Headed over to the Diamond now. Baseball was at home this weekend playing host to the Emporia State Hornets for a series where the Broncos broke out the wasp spray. Starting out here in Game 1, the Broncos and Hornets duked it out for 3.5 hours to decide a winner. Here's the bottom of the 11th, bases loaded, and Caleb Glass finds the seam for a walk-off single to get the Chos their first win of the series. It was a long game that night. Game 2 here now. The Broncos were down big early after a 6-run first inning by the Hornets, but they wouldn't be snuffed. The Broncos chipped away at the 6-0 lead, and with the sacrifice fly to left field here, Garrett Long brings Chris Carpenter home to take the lead. It was all Broncos from there as they get this win 11-7. And finally now moving on to Game 3, Broncos and Hornets tied at 4. Gonzalez and Morrison on base with Matt Bond at the bat. He is looking to yoink this one right down the left fair line for a double to go up 6-4. And he helped carries the Broncos to a 9-6 win, and they break out the brooms for the series sweep. Racer Felter was also named MIAA Pitcher of the Week earlier today for his phenomenal performance against the Hornets. The series win moves the Broncos to 27-7 on the season and third place in the MIAA. They go out of conference tomorrow when Southern Nazarene comes to town for a fight. The Crimson Storm is 10-24 on the season as they look to play spoiler in Edmond. First pitch is set for 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Over in the other dugout, softball had a doubleheader against the Newman Jets, who flew down I-35 to Edmond, and our Broncos were nothing short of dominant. A slower start to the game for both teams, but the Broncos led by 1 in the 4th. That is, until Tatum Long hit this dinger hard into left field and watched it fly way over the trees. And that Bronco defense held strong throughout the game to pitch a shutout 5-0 victory in Game 1. Game 2 is where the real fun began. A tight game up until the fourth, where the Broncos blew things open by a leadoff with Taryn Ritz hitting a dinger out to right field to get things started. Big hit by her. She had a great weekend. Same inning, just 4 runs later. Ritz up to bat again, same result. A hard swing sends this 3-run nuke down center field and out of the ballpark, carrying any chance the Jets had to come back with it as the Chos take this one 8-0. The Broncos have now tied the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, going on a 21-game win streak that faces another challenge tomorrow against Southeastern Oklahoma here in Edmond. First pitch for this doubleheader is at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon at the Jerry Pinkston Stadium. Taking it up a notch to the Division I level, everyone's brackets are in utter shambles as we head to the Final Four in the March Madness tournament. Once again, true to its name, the Elite Eight was full of madness. The biggest upset came in the form of the 11th-ranked NC State downing 4th-ranked Duke 76-64 to advance to the Final Four. They face off against one of the powerhouses of this year's tournament and first-seeded Purdue, while over on the other side, Alabama is set to face off against last year's tournament champion and favorite to repeat, UConn. The Final Four matchups are both set to start Saturday night with the championship game set for next Monday. Now to the big leagues. The Thunder had 2 games over the weekend, getting a big win against KD and the Suns on Friday before hitting the road for the last time this season to New York to take on the Knicks. Fans packed into the Madison Square Garden last night to see J-Dub have a great night, hitting a jumper right here in the second, right before the half. He had a great night leading the team with 33 points. Jalen Williams with a quick pass to the wing to Giddey, who knocks down 3. Giddey's been on fire the last few games, and he had 16 in this affair. J-Dub again late in the fourth, tight game. Thunder up by 1. He gets the crossover and the jumper to go up 3, but the Knicks weren't done. Jalen Brunson gets the New York Knicks up by 1 with less than 10 seconds left, but it wasn't over yet. Josh Giddey threw it right to SGA, who gave us his signature jumper in clutch time to seal the deal for the Thunder, 113-112. The Thunder's win clinches them a playoff spot and puts them in first place in the West once again. Their road trip continues tomorrow night when they head to Philly to take on the 76ers. Tip-off for this one is set for 6:30 tomorrow night. Now, Shanice, I got to tell you, the Thunder wouldn't go down last night. Did you watch the game? And if so, what did you think of SGA's clutch jumper?
I did watch the game last night, surprisingly. I found myself to be a bit of a Thunder fan lately, so seeing them have a rough patch kind of saddened me just a little bit, but seeing them win back-to-back, it's definitely giving me a little bit of hope. Coming up, what should you do if you are driving during the solar eclipse? And Maureen Dirk will have our look at weather and what we should expect tonight. Stay tuned.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. The total solar eclipse is a little over a week away. While many are planning to step outside to watch it, what should you do if you're going to be on the road? Olivia Whitehouse talked with the Virginia Department of Transportation, who had a couple of tips so drivers can remain safe on April 8th.
It'll be almost like dusk or dawn. And so folks, if they're traveling in that, early afternoon on Monday, April 8th, they could find some big differences. So we definitely are asking folks to plan around that.
Ken Slack with VDOT says if you're driving during the eclipse, have your headlights on and be aware of any vehicles that may be pulled off on the side of the road, and be aware of your surroundings.
We strongly urge folks, don't pull off on the shoulders. It's illegal on many of our roadways, including the interstates, and find a safe place to view the eclipse.
VDOT has seen crashes where a vehicle hits a vehicle that is stopped on the shoulder.
Sometimes those are terrible crashes because you've got somebody who's either inside the vehicle or around the vehicle and can get struck by either their own car or the one that that is still moving.
Officials say if you are driving and want to pull off to watch the eclipse, then you should find a place that is safe to stop your vehicle, such as a rest area. But remember, if you plan on watching the eclipse on April 8th, make sure you have a pair of certified eclipse sunglasses. The American Astronomical Society has a list of safe manufacturers and resellers on its website. Now, I'm not planning to really travel for the eclipse, but if I do, definitely be sure to do that.
I definitely plan on staying inside. And that's all we have for today. I'm Shanice Hopkins.
And I'm Mark Lowe. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.